Hey, what's up, everybody? If you watched this video, I don't know, like 20 minutes ago when I had the same title, but maybe it looked a little bit different. This is the same video, but I'm doing it again because for some reason YouTube just didn't like orient it right. But anyway, that's besides the point. I am really, really excited today to talk about this wine, which is the first time I'm talking about it because I have known this was coming. I was really excited about it. And if you knew about the radio silence wine that I talked about, I don't know, maybe a month or two ago, maybe less than that, Wine Access puts out these amazing sort of NDA exclusive wines that they can't tell you where the fruit is coming from. They can't tell you where the juice is coming from, but they give you these little hints. And the gist is you're getting like this amazing, amazing deal for wines that would normally cost anywhere from 10 to 20 times what they're actually costing on Wine Access, which is super cool. So this is sort of a follow-up to the Radio Silence wine, not the same wine by any means, but something in the same caliber, maybe just beyond. So I'm really, really excited to tell you about Yesterday. This is 2018 Yesterday. I think this wine is very different than the Radio Silence, but maybe slightly better. Which is kind of crazy to think about. So let's back up a little bit. So why are these wines being offered for the $30-ish range when they could be sold for anywhere from $500 and beyond, which is what this wine is advertised as. This is advertised as one of the best cold Cabernets in Napa Valley, the apogee of Oakville terroir, the crown jewel of any collector's wine collection, and a wine that would normally retail for $500 and way beyond. Why are we getting this for $30 and change? Well, the reason is certain situations, especially ones like 2018, which was an enormous crop, a really great crop, a really beautiful vintage, super high quality fruit, but there was a lot of it. And a lot of times what happens is these wineries just don't know what to do with it all. They have too much fruit. They don't have the space for it. They don't maybe want to bottle it. Sometimes if they're blending their final blend, some of the pieces don't fit into their final blend. And so what you have is sometimes it's some of the leftovers, sometimes it's extra fruit, and sometimes wineries just want to keep the production level to a little less than what it normally is. It's a sort of scarcity tactic, right? So that's sort of what's happening in this wine here. So Wine Access came in and swooped it all up. They brought you this wine for $37 down to about $32 on a case. But of course, just like the Radio Silence, if you saw that wine, it's what's in the glass that really counts. So we will definitely talk about what this wine tastes like. As I said, this is a wine that is coming from one of the greatest sites in all of Napa Valley, in Oakville. I can't say where and I can't tell you who, but what I will say is these wines are known for having several 100-point scores. These are wines that any collector who's got the best of the best in their cellars is going to have multiple vintages of, if they're lucky enough to even get an allocation of this wine. It is incredibly difficult to get and incredibly expensive when you can get it. So getting a wine of this caliber for $37 is pretty insane. Getting any wine from Napa Valley, as far as Cabernet, below the $50 mark is pretty insane, but this one sort of takes the cake. When I was told about this wine, I was a little skeptical, kind of just like I was with the Radio Silence, because, you hear these things that are like too good to be true. And you're like, is the juice actually going to be good? What I can tell you is it is every bit as wonderful as I had hoped it would be. I actually had my first sample of this bottle about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I popped it. I drank about halfway down to about here. I put a cork on it. I put it in the fridge. I forgot about it for an entire week. And I was like, oh crap, I got to try this wine again. And I brought it over to some friend's house. I didn't tell them what it was. I didn't give them a heads up that it had been already open for a week, and popped it, poured it. And without me even asking, they were like, what is this wine? This is amazing. And so I sort of explained what the gist was. And then I also told them how long it had been open, and their minds were blown, as was mine. I was super impressed that it had stayed for as long as it did, which I think speaks to the caliber of of winemaking, the caliber of grapes, and just the overall quality of this wine. So a lot of times what happens is with some of these private labels, not necessarily with Wine Access, because this is not unique to Wine Access, having a private label or bottling these wines that are a little bit different. Not unique to Wine Access for sure, but something that I think Wine Access does really, really well. They find these fruit sources that are absolutely unbelievable, and then they really capitalize on it. So they're delivering a very high quality level of wine for not a lot of money. So I know you're all sitting there waiting for this tasting note. So here we go. On the nose, holy moly, it smells so expensive. And I say that in a very loving way because this smells like really high quality fruit. It smells like really high quality French oak. So what does that mean? French oak, always giving you a little bit of a vanilla, baking spice, cardamom, clove, cinnamon. But what this has, why I say it's really high quality, is that, even when you think about things like vanilla, and you have different levels of vanilla. So you have, the pure vanilla, the vanilla seed, the vanilla bean, and then you've got vanilla extract. I think the more pure and the more, how would you say this? The more, the less fake that it smells, the more high quality the barrel is likely to be. And it's super generalized to say that, but that's kind of the way that my mind thinks about it. So I smell all of these things in a really balanced way, in a way that makes it so it's not super pronounced, but it really kind of just cradles the fruit that's on the nose here. I love all of this big red lush fruit. And if you think back to the Radio Silence, a lot more of a dark fruit profile, some more of those blackberries, black cherry, violet. It was super intense. It was really, really viscous. It was really weighty. A big, massive wine that was coming from that sort of Stag's Leap area. This is more of that Oakville area. So this is going to be a wine that leans a little bit more on the red fruit profile with a little bit more minerality, which is to be expected, something that I fully expected when I dove into this wine. I'm really happy to see is there and has been allowed to shine through, because really at the heart of this wine is a high quality fruit source. And so even though we can't discuss exactly what that is, we know that this is coming from an incredible terroir, Oakville, laden with the best of the best in Napa Valley, really, considered the heart of Napa Valley when it comes to the big iconic producers. So you've got everything from Opus One there, you've got Screaming Eagle, Della Valle, Red Estate. Goodness, you can span the valley east to west and, throw a stone, you'd hit something amazing. So really just incredible fruit coming out of that general area. And this definitely smells Oakville. So I'm happy to see that come through. I'm getting a little noise behind me, so I apologize, but I'm going to lean a little bit and hopefully you guys can stay with me. So on the nose, lots of that big red fruit profile, lots of that vanilla, lots of those spices. And then on the palate, wow. Big, unctuous fruit, huge, big red cherry, a little bit of raspberry, a little bit of strawberry. There's like a touch of savoriness to this, which I love seeing. And I think, again, speaking to the quality of the fruit, we're not just getting surface stuff. Even though this is a very young wine, we're starting to get into the deeper layers here, which I love seeing even this early on. I'm excited to see how this is going to age over the course of the next 3 to 5 years, maybe even beyond that. There's a ton of minerality in this wine, but it is lush and viscous and silky, super fine tannins. A wine that is balanced and complete. It kind of leaves you wanting more, which I really, really love as well. There is a little bit of grippiness on this. It's got tannin, but I think that's in a good way. It's got really fine tannins. They're just kind of cradling, like I said before. It just, feels like this wine is very balanced, very complete. I don't have much more to say other than this wine is going to sell out in the way that the Radio Silence did. I think the Radio Silence first go around of that wine, I think they told me it sold out within 24 hours, and I expect this to do the same, especially at this price point. So I highly recommend stocking up on this. If you can grab 6 bottles, if that's in your budget, I'd say do it. If you can grab 12, even better. But this is a wine that I'm really excited not only to drink now, but to see how it progresses. I also think, and I know this is like a ways away, I also think this is going to make an amazing Christmas gift for people. A wine that over delivers for the price, $37 for a Napa Valley Cabernet. on any playing field is going to be an amazing thing, but to get a wine of this caliber is a whole different story. So as you guys are maybe starting to think, maybe not, about that holiday season and what you're going to be drinking, what you're going to be gifting, I think this is a great thing to give people and something they're not going to be able to get their hands on. I mean, you're never going to see this wine retail. You're never going to see it. You're never going to see it out in the shops. You're not going to probably see it again at Wine Access. They might get one more go round of it, but it's going to be not for another few months, probably, if at all. The name of this wine, yes, very good question, and I will link everything below. This is called Yesterday. This is Wine Access exclusive, and I'm sorry if that was not clear if you're just joining us. This is something that was bottled by, it was distributed exclusively by Wine Access. You're not going to find this anywhere else. So this is very high quality fruit that they got access to, and are giving you this wine that is from what they're calling the classic cult Napa Valley producer, at a fraction of the price. So when I say $500 down to $37, I'm really not kidding. I mean, this wine really is a mainstay on wine lists across the country at the super premium steakhouses, super premium wine lists on Michelin-starred restaurants. And again, a wine that I think any collector is likely to have if they've got the best of the best already. So everything will be linked below. If you caught this the first time and watched it again, thanks. But hopefully the orientation was good this time around and you weren't trying to watch me like this. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I will be posting about this again on Instagram. If you're not following me there, go ahead and give me a follow, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye.